Okay, hello to the internet. Friends, acquaintances, ex-friends, future bosses, whoever watches videos that are posted on social media these days. One of the things that I think is cool about social media is the opportunity to have important conversations with a much larger circle of people than you see in the day-to-day. So while I definitely think that it's much more important to be discussing things that matter with our families and our friends and our faith communities and schools and wherever else that we're convening with people, I think it's also important to talk about them online. So, this is a video about why in the coming months I've become increasingly convinced that it's really important for us to not only vote in the Democratic primary for presidential election in 2020, but also to vote specifically for Bernie Sanders. Okay, I'm not super engaged in electoral politics. That's not my primary focus in life. I don't love politics. I love people. I try to do a lot of things in my day-to-day life that I feel like are politically significant in the here and now through my actions. However, I do think that this election is important because of both the opportunities to push one of our two primary political parties in a way better direction than it has been historically in the past years, and also because of how bad the Trump administration has been. So that's why I want to talk with everyone about why I think it's important to vote for Bernie Sanders. So first of all, I want to talk really quickly about some of his policies, and then I want to talk a little bit about electability. And at the end of it, please let me know your thoughts. Let me know if you have questions about why is an issue important, or what an issue means, or explaining a stance on something, or talking about someone with a better stance, or anything. But these are important conversations to have. I don't love talking about stressful, big problems, but I would rather talk about it than suffer the consequences of not talking about it. So feel free to talk to me. I will respect you as long as you're not a total jackass. Okay, so actual content. Bernie Sanders has the most robust climate change policy of any candidate. That's way, way more potent than anything else that anyone is suggesting. And for example, getting off of fossil fuels by 2030 and investing $16 trillion in that transfer and in switching to green energy and creating millions of green energy jobs. He's really prioritizing it and pushing that envelope, which regardless of what your other priorities are, no one's priorities are going to be important if we've all been washed away, right, or burned up. So this is a huge one. But besides that, he has a lot of other really important policies, and I'm going to read through a list of some of his major stances really quick, and you can feel free to look up any one of these individually or chat with me about any of them. But he is for abolishing capital punishment, ending cash bail, eliminating mandatory minimum sentences, eliminating private prisons, mandating paper ballots, raising taxes on the wealthy, raising the federal minimum wage to $15 an hour, increasing family leave and medical leave, free college, canceling student debt, increasing the pay for our teachers, limiting spending in political elections, eliminating the Electoral College, allowing incarcerated people to vote, breaking up agribusinesses, paying farmers to carry out climate-friendly practices, universal free meals in schools, a voluntary buyback program for assault weapons, legalizing marijuana, Medicare for all, a huge one. When you look at our healthcare compared to so many other developed nations, it's just what are we even doing? So those are just a list Each one of those things is worth taking the time to research and read about and try to form an opinion on, and then try to get involved, because like these things really matter, and whether or not it's your life or the life of a loved one or the life of someone that you don't know, it is people's lives that are on the line when we're talking about any of these issues. So it's important. I think as far as electability goes, he has the recognizability, like his name is like a household name. People know him. He has a great campaign financing pull as far as being able to fuel a presidential campaign. He was already a runner-up last election cycle. He is currently one of the like top 2 contenders for the Democratic primary, and he has the history of his voting record over years, which what a lot of these other like progressive or free thinking candidates can talk a big talk, but they can't really back it up with much experience. So for those reasons, I think it's really going to be important to vote specifically for Bernie Sanders, and if at all possible, to do other things to try to get other people to vote for him, because this is a major election, and the fallout is going to be really immediate, and Biden does not compare. Like, Biden, in my opinion, is honestly more similar to Trump than he is to Sanders. He's gonna be an improvement in some of the most outrageous and egregious policies, but watering down horrible policies just makes them water down. It doesn't make them good policies. So that's all. Talk to me. Tell me what you think. Care. If you have any energy in you, care and read and get informed and get involved, and let's all do what we can to try to make this planet as livable as possible for as many of us as possible. Take care. Have a good night. Be safe. Don't judge me for making a video. Videos are weird, and I don't like being on the camera, but here we are. I hope it helps somebody. Good night.